Good morning. So I thought I'd check in really quick. This is day 4. So Jerry, here's Jerry. He has been fed. This is our starter that we are making. See, he's looking really lovely. But even though he's looking like he's ready to bake, you guys, his flavor and his strength isn't up yet. So we are going to take care of Jerry this morning. I just wanted to show you what we do. So right now we're on, you know what? I did not post that schedule, did I? So I will go ahead and post the different steps so that you can just follow them below. I'll go back and do it under the first one when we made Jerry. So I'll do that. So, oh, hang on. Let me grab a bowl. Sorry, I'm not all with it yet. Okay, so first off, now this is how I do it. You find your way. So right now we're doing every 12 hours to strengthen Jerry. Okay, so you find your way. I like to pour it all into a bowl and remeasure it back. That way I find I'm the most accurate. So look what Jerry looks like. This stringy, that's great. Stringy and bubbles, okay? That's what you want. So when you stir it, see, I'm stirring up string, okay? That's great. It's also going to be very elastic, and that's great also. So, I mean, you can see it just kind of plops rather than pours. It doesn't pour, it's plop. Okay? So, you guys, you can do this. I am so excited to see. And I want you guys to be messaging me and telling me what kind of things you came up with after your starter, like all your add-ins, because I may want to steal some of your add-ins. Ha! So, okay. So I haven't made my chocolate chip loaf yet. I will make it, and I'll do it on camera for you. I have not done it because I didn't feel like my starter was strong enough. Sometimes after you take a lot out and you start feeding it again, it's not as strong as it should be, and so I didn't want to bake with it yesterday because I wasn't seeing the striations and I wasn't seeing the bubbles like I wanted to, and the growth. It was all there, just not as strong as I wanted it to make a better bread, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's put empty Jerry bottle. Okay, and we're gonna do 50 grams of starter. See how it just kind of, it drops. It doesn't pour out. It plops out. That's what you want. You want plop. Plop. Perfect. 51. I'll take it. Okay. Then, now I'm going to do this a different way because yesterday I made a mess. So, I'm going to put my little water. I'm trying to get it in the screen so you guys can see. There you go. Now you can see. Okay. So, tear it out to 0, and I'm going to do 50 grams of water. See, that is 60. And that is 45. Perfect. Nope, nope. See, sometimes it's I'm not always exact, but I try to get it pretty stinking close because the measurements are there for a reason. Okay, perfect. So, I've got my 50 grams of water. Perfect. 50 on the nose. I can't even talk. So I'm going to put in my start by water. Ooh, sorry. I don't mean to yawn. Add my flour. Give it a good stir. Make sure you scrape the bottom to mix up all that beautiful starter we're creating. Okay. Give it a good mix. Be kind of muscly and beastly with it, you know, because you want it mixed. I mean, it's okay for it to be lumpy, but you want it mixed. You don't want to leave pockets of flour. Okay. See? It's very thick and lumpy. That is okay. Now, clean off the top rim. Okay. So Jerry's ready to go. And at 9 o'clock tonight, I will feed him again. Okay. So he's got a 12-hour window. Now here's something you guys might like. I know when I first started, this is a dry erase pen. It is not a Sharpie. I just put a line right where it starts. That way I can see its growth. Sometimes I'm too lazy and I don't do it, but it is nice to be able to see the growth. Okay, so I thought I'll let you, these are my starters. See, it started way down here, so my starters are pretty active. Oh, gross. I just got starter all over myself. So I am going to, you could see all the nice bubbles and the striations when you see, and that's what you want. Those are air pockets. It's puffy. So when you stir it up, it goes way down, as you can see. It goes way down. That's okay. That's correct. So the air bubbles and air pockets are what you want. Okay? So I'm scraping. So you guys get to see me doing my own starters too. It's seriously elastic, which is good. That's really what you're targeting, is that elasticity. The one thing I hate about sourdough starters is I can't stand these messy jars. It kills me. But you don't want to clean them all the time. I'm told 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks is good. But some people say they never do it. No, I cannot do that. I can't stand this right around the top where it's all... So probably next week I'll change my jars out. And seriously, you don't even know. I have to soak a long time. Oh, here's a tip, you guys. I don't like, and I was given this tip by my friend Meredy, who is the one who got me into sourdough, okay? And it's a great tip. Thank you, Meredy, if you're watching. Actually, Meredy has done all of this. She spent hours and hours coaching me. I'm not gonna lie, she's pretty fabulous. So, use a lot of paper towels. Try not to put this stuff down the drain because it hardens. As evidenced by what's inside my jar, it's hard as a rock. Imagine what that can do to your drain. So I wipe my spatula off first on a paper towel before I wash it. And I don't throw any discard or anything down the drain. I throw it in the garbage can. So, you know, because I can't use all the discard I make. There's no way. So please be careful with it. I've never had a problem, but I don't want to see you guys with a problem. So just FYI, okay? It's a tip that Meredy gave me, and it's a good tip. So here's my second starter. I have two because look at that. Look at that striations. Isn't that great? So I have two starters. It's the same starter, just split. And it's because I'm gonna make a couple loaves. Normally I do a bigger starter, but which is I use, and I've made up my own amount. When I'm making, so right before I make a loaf, I will switch instead of 50, 50, 50, which is, 50 grams of water, 50 grams of starter, and 50 grams of flour. I will boost it all up to 75. It just gives me a little more starter left over, and that starter is strong and boosted. So right now I'm going to do 75 because I am going to bake with it probably tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. Okay, I'm trying to get all this scraped. Okay, there we go. So, scrape jar. You've got to know this kills me. Okay. All right, so we're going to do, even though Jerry was 50 grams, we're going to do 75. Let me grab something really quick. Okay. So, this elastic. Wow, sorry about that. That was insane. Scared all of you. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe it just scared me. Well, I have an idea. Okay, there we go. Startled the heck out of myself. Okay, so this is the elastic that comes, and I'll show you what that's for. I mean, it's got like days of the week and hours and stuff. I don't use that. I just basically use the elastic. But let's do 75 grams of starter. And normally, like I said, between bakings, okay, if you're not planning on baking, like maybe you're only planning on baking once a week, that's fine. Then feed your starter 50 grams. So you're not wasting flour because that just gives you more discard. Okay, perfect. There's 75 there. See, this is gonna be a lot of discard. Okay, 75. Whew, that was almost right on the first plop. Plop. Whoa, how did I manage that? That was a big old plop. Okay. Let's see here. Perfect. Okay. So, and I'm glad I have a lot of discard because I need to make another bread loaf. Okay. So you know that bread loaf I took a picture of yesterday and I made yesterday that I showed you? It's already half gone. Okay. My family loves it. Look at these, compared to my hand, look at the sizes of the bread. It's big and it's super soft and fluffy and it's delicious bread. The important factor definitely is the honey, okay? I might even up it to 50 grams, which 10 grams isn't a lot, but you want to up it gradually so that it's not like this big shock, okay? So, but that's my bread loaf with the discard, and I make probably 3 of those a week because that's the only bread my family eats for sandwiches, aside from the sourdough, which they love. But my son doesn't love sourdough all that much, but he loves that discard. So he'll eat the discard, and that's what he takes for lunches. So that's kind of, that's the only bread we have. Because first of all, it's super healthy. There is no additives, obviously, because I'm making it. And second of all, it's made with the sourdough starter. So you know what's in it. You know it's healthy. It's been fermented, which is super good for your gut, okay? That can help fix leaky gut and weak belly, both. So that is really helpful. So I'm just telling you, that's the only bread we eat in this house is sourdough and that. So it's essentially all sourdough, right? Right. Okay. So now that I got my little spiel done. Okay. So I'm putting one of my jars back on. Actually, because I'm such a goof lately with pouring, I'm just gonna put the little water one on here and do it that way. Perfect, look at that. Okay, 75. And I'm gonna do it a little bit backwards because I'm using my flour thing to hold up my cell phone. So I'm just gonna put the flour in. It really doesn't matter what order you put it in. Just make sure you remember to tear out the machine so it comes to 0. Got flour all over it. Look at me, right on the nose. Okay. I'm trying to pat down. I can see I got flour. So then pour your water in. Give it a nice, beautiful stir. Now, just a tip while we're stirring, because it takes forever. When you're doing a flavored sourdough, the next two I'm going to be doing, as you know, one is chocolate chip and one is blueberry lemon. So when you're doing that, you don't add it into the batter until you start your stretch and folds, which I need to show you. That's when you do your add-ins, okay? So far, my family's favorite add-ins is the garlic and chive, butter, garlic, and chive, and the jalapeno cheddar. Oh, and they like the orange cranberry too. Okay, so, see, my jar is just gross. I'm scraping it, but there's not a whole lot of scraping to be done. Okay, so, then I'll show you what this is. So you take this, and you can, like, this is the actual one that comes with, so there's a line here. So on that line, let me show you. You would put, like, today is Monday, and let's just say it's 9 right there. Okay, so you'd, on that line, I know it's backwards, but it says Monday. You can see I'm in Monday, and there's 6 a.m., 12, so this is 9 a.m. Okay, and so then you put it, I'm gonna have to obviously, but you put it at the top, that way you knew the last time you fed it. So, and you would put it at this top where your starter is, okay? So let me show you. Now, I don't always have 2 starters, you guys. I just know that I'm planning a couple loaves because I'm also making one for a friend. So I don't always have 2 starters. That's a lot of starters. So normally I only have 1. And I don't always make the starters bigger. Instead, I make them to 75 grams and then I add a second starter in because I think it makes the taste profile better. Okay. So sometimes, and this one I don't think I measured right. I'm gonna add a little, yep, it's a little thin. I'm just gonna add another, I was pretty sure I didn't measure right. Sometimes my tear on my computer does, or on my, what is that called? Scale doesn't work right. My scale has been beaten up. Okay, it still seems a bit thin. like I said, I don't think it measured right. Oh, that's better. Okay. See? Perfect. Okay. Ugh, trying to get this starter scooped in there. Get in there. All right, fine. Just wipe it off. It's just a blob that's not going in. Just trying to clean the sides. Okay, then, my finger. Okay. Run it around, wet paper towel around the rim. Okay, then you can see how tall this is. So this is the one I was going to show you. This is the one with the line for the sourdough. Okay, so today is, geez, I haven't used this for a long time. Today is Monday, and it is 9 a.m. Okay, so I'm going to put it right up to about there. Up a little bit more. Okay, so it's at the top of my starter. My starter's kind of uneven in there. And then you can see it's between 6 and 12, so it's 9 a.m. on Monday. I know it's backwards and it's hard to understand it. I see it, I get it. So that is how that particular rubber band works. It's fine to use it. A lot of times I don't use the date because right now I have it set. I feed it 10 and 10 normally. And so right now I'm feeding every 12 hours to strengthen my starter, because after a major cooking like I've done, it's not very strong. You know, you gotta build it back up. It'll be strong by tonight. It's strong enough for my liking. It's personal preference. So I've got everybody all, oops, the little top is funky. I've got everybody all done. I'm not going to keep you any longer, but Jerry is looking good. And so 12 hours later, I'm not going to show you tonight, but Jerry will be fed again at 9:30 tonight. So we're feeding every 12 hours for 4 days, or 5 days, 4 days, because you want to do that during the first week of life so that it strengthens that brand new starter, okay? And that's also what I'm doing with my two that are already strong, because I'm getting ready to feed and I like the stronger starter or I'm getting ready to bake and I like the stronger starter when I'm baking. So kind of like I'm doing it for all of them. So I'll drop by and show you tomorrow morning and show you what Jerry looks like. But remember, if it's helpful, and it is, until you learn, it is helpful to see the growth. And if you are on the 24-hour feeding schedule, you'll see where it grows up to and then where it drops back down because it loses oxygen. And that's normal, but you'll see it. So you always want to bake on a high. So when it's up, when it is doubled or tripled even, that's when you want to bake, because that's when your starter is active and that's when you're going to get those lovely sourdough bubbles and the deepest flavor. Okay, so you can bake when it's come back down, but it's better to bake when it's up high and doubled. Okay, so we'll show you all that. I just wanted to mention it. I'm trying to mention things as I remember about them so that in case you have the same question. Okay, so I'm going to put everything away and let you go, but I just wanted to walk you through. I'm feeding my starters, give you some pointers, and show you how Jerry's doing. We'll see you later. Have a good day. Maybe.